This video is about my top 10 standalone books. Well, actually there are 11 because I break rules like that. And I got this idea from Booksoverlooks because they have awesome ideas. So, number 1 is One Day by David Nichols. This book is an awesome love story, and it just has a really beautiful writing style. I read this book like 3 times in a row. 3 times. It's that good. So read it. Number 2, The Fault in Our Stars. If you have been anywhere on the internet, you've heard of that book. Read it. It's really good. You will cry, but it's so good that you don't care. Read it. Right now. Go read it. Number 3, Beauty Queens by Libba Bray. First of all, this book is hilarious. Second of all, it has some really good ideas in it, I think, so that's always good. And for some reason, I don't read a lot of very funny books, but I love this one, so there you go. Number 4, Paper Towns by John Green. First of all, it's John Green. He's awesome. Second of all, Second of all, I love the characters in this book. They're great. And third of all, I love the whole adventure thing this book has. Because it would be awesome if in real life you were about to go to sleep and then someone came in your window and said, "Hey, let's go on an adventure." I mean, wouldn't that be awesome? But until then, read the book. Almost fell. Number 5. Yeah, it's number 5. The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. I probably pronounced his name wrong. But this book is... I can't even really remember the story. If you want to know, then Google it, I guess. But it's... Mostly why I love this book is because it made me think. Because in this book, there's a whole idea of a personal journey that everyone's on. Basically, it's your destiny or fate, whatever you're destined to do. And while reading this book, I was kind of thinking, well, what's my personal journey? I don't think I've ever figured it out, but it made me think. So, if you like books that make you think, check it out. Number 6. I actually don't have number 6 because I couldn't find it. But it's called Pompeii by T.L. Higley. And it's about these 2 people in the city of Pompeii. And both of their experiences, separately and together. And eventually they start a romantic relationship. And it actually has a happy-ish ending because most of the main characters escape alive. So just... I mean, I know that's a spoiler, but they live. But, although there is something you should know, if you don't like religion, especially Christianity, you shouldn't read this book, because there's a mention of Christianity and a bunch of people who are Christians, and both the main characters eventually become Christians, so if that's too much religion for you, then don't read it. But there's something I'd like to say about that part of the book, because I read the book, and I was expecting it to be really preachy and annoying, but it wasn't. It really showed Christianity, I think, in a good way, and I'm Christian myself. So if it didn't, I wouldn't have liked it, but it showed it in a good and non-preachy way. I think it got across what I think Christianity is and should be about, which is loving other people. So, yeah. Number 7. A Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. I really should have put this book in my favorite classics video, but I forgot. So here it is. It's about, obviously, a guy named Dorian Gray, and he has a picture painted, and the picture grows older while he stays young, but at the expense of his soul, I guess you could say, because even though he's attractive on the outside, he's really ugly on the inside, and he becomes a pretty bad person throughout the book. But it's interesting, and I thought it was very thought-provoking. Because, like, what's more important, you looking good on the outside or being good on the inside? And is it really worth it to do something to look young? Well, I mean, why is that important? I just think it's a very thought-provoking book. And it was kind of dark and a bit creepy, but I kind of like that too, because I'm weird like that. So that was number 7. Number 8. And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie. It's a mystery, and I like mysteries. I actually thought I solved this one when I was reading it, but then when I actually got to the end and I found out who the murderer was, I was like, I thought it was this other person. But it's okay. Who wants to read a mystery where they know who the murderer is, right? Me, I do. It makes me feel smart. But it was a good book, and it was interesting, and there was actually this, nursery rhyme that was throughout the whole book. And actually, each line in the nursery rhyme corresponds with a murder. So I actually got little post-its and put them in the book. And I put each name next to a line in the nursery rhyme that it goes with. Don't know why I did that, but I did. Number 9. The Reluctant Heiress by Eva Ibbotson. Probably pronounced that wrong too. It's a love story about a girl named Tessa who's a princess/heiress whose family is really broke. I know that really doesn't make much sense, but it will if you read the book. And she meets this guy who's named Guy, actually. And they fall in love, and it's a good book. And the writing style is beautiful, just like One Day. It's just a beautiful writing style. Any book by this author is good, because I've read another book by this author, and none of them are series. They're all standalone books. But they're all love stories. At least the 2 I read were. So, if you don't like love stories, then you won't like it. But if you do, check out this book and anything else by this author. Number 10. The Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society. I know, really long and weird title. By Marianne Schaefer and Annie Barrows. Ooh, Annie, they have the same name as me. Yay. Anyway, I read this book for a book club in high school. Actually, that's where I read The Alchemist too. And this is basically a book about a book club. So it's really interesting and good, and you should read it. And that was number 10. Now the bonus one, 11. The Help by Catherine Stockett. I read this for a book club too. And it's a really good book. The main character is awesome. All the main characters are awesome, actually, because there are several of them. And you've probably seen or at least heard of the movie. So read the book. It's great. And all the racial ideas are kind of interesting. Really feel bad for the Help because they're treated horribly. But that's kind of the point of the book, so read it. And that's it. Bye.